You wanted to do this?
No, I had no idea.
We won't make you talk, I promise.
Okay, good.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer Rogers, and I'm the Executive Director of the WNCC Foundation, and also have the great privilege of being the race director for the Monument Marathon. And if you can believe it, it is that time of the year that we are kind of fast and furious in our planning and are really, really excited today to once again have the opportunity to announce our partnership with the amazing Platte Valley Companies as our title sponsor. This year's race date is September 24th, 2016. And I've got a number of items that I'm going to kind of share with you here in a little bit of some changes and improvements and additions to the race this year. But the very first thing that I wanted to do actually was to introduce Hod Kosman, of course, the President and CEO of Platte Valley Companies, and ask him to come up and share a few words with us.
Thank you. Well, thank you. It's been a fast 5 years, but a really fantastic 5 years. And actually, this event has been envisioned for quite a number of years before it actually came about. But all good things take a while to come to fruition. So we're very excited about being the title sponsor once again. We're honored to be part of such a wonderful operation. The communities involved, people from all over the United States, people from foreign countries come to see our community, come to experience the beauty we have, come to experience the friendliness that we show and the organizational skills that we have as a community to put on such a grand event. And I know if any of you have seen the comments of the racers after the races, they are very, very complimentary of what this community is able to do. And so we're very, very proud to be able to showcase this community in such a grand manner. So we're happy to be part of it again. Always remind everyone that soon there will be people out on the roads training, and to be careful for them, please, because we'll see more and more activity as people pick up their training for this event. 5 years, growing, getting better, doing better, a real tribute to those who volunteer and those who sponsor and those who give of their time and their money and their effort to this great event. We're again very proud to be part of it. We're still thinking of some things that we can do to spice this up a little more, so we may talk to you again in the near future about some things that will be happening and make it even more fantastic this year. So thank you all. Thank you to the runners and to all who are part of this. It's a big deal for this community. Thank you.
Well, we've just been so thankful to Platte Valley Companies, of course, for their sponsorship and all of the amazing businesses and organizations that helped to make this happen. We would probably be here all morning if I went through the whole list of what it takes to make this race happen. And so, again, just want to give a big thank you to Platte Valley Companies and their staff for everything that they do. I also, of course, have to recognize the WNCC Foundation's partner in this event, which is the Star-Herald. I'll be introducing some of our great crew who helps to make this happen. We meet on a year-round basis, and so we're very thankful to Greg Autry and his staff at the Star-Herald for all of the work that they do. As Hod mentioned, this is our 5th year. And so what that allows us is just even more opportunity to do bigger and better things. And I am really excited to share that one of the additions this year is actually an additional course that folks can get involved in on race day. We're going to offer our first 5th year 5K this year. So in addition to the half marathon course and the full marathon course that we've had in our first 4 years, we've been working with the City of Gearing and all of our partners in this event to help bring this new route to the race. One of the things that we think we're going to be able to do is allow for even greater local participation on race day. Of course, we bring in runners from all over the world, again, as Hod mentioned. We've been really happy to welcome them to our community, and that will remain our primary focus, of course, with the full and the half marathon, but we're hoping that this 5K will enable other folks to get involved that maybe aren't quite ready to train or put in the time for that longer distance, and so we're really, really pleased with that addition this year to the event. One of the other things that we're happy to be unveiling here in a couple weeks is our first training guide for the race. Through our website, monumentmarathon.com, we're going to have a number of suggested routes and training guides and schedules that here coming up about the end of May, people can begin their training for the full and the half. And so we would certainly encourage people to get online and check that out. And whether you're a local runner or you live someplace else, we think you'll hopefully find something there that will be helpful for you. We'd love to have even more participation this year. Again, in the last few years, we've had nearly 500 runners, and this event takes more than 250 volunteers, which is a pretty incredible feat and really speaks to our community and the way they support all of the wonderful events that we have. So some of the volunteers that I just want to recognize really quickly, we have our Monument Marathon Steering Committee, and the members of that are Howard Olson, who is also the president of the WNCC Foundation, and unfortunately he could not be with us today. Don Roth, also from the WNCC Foundation. Mr. Tom Holyoke, who's here with us as well, who's also a participant in the event for a number of years. I already mentioned Greg Autry, also from the Star Herald staff, Doug Southard and Connie Ernest, and we also have Rick Tuggle from the WNCC Foundation and myself. And I would be remiss if I didn't also mention Katie Duncanson, who is the PR and marketing director here at Platte Valley Companies and has been just a really wonderful addition to our group and helps us in a number of ways. So thank you to that group. I also want to recognize what we call our race crew, and those are kind of our content experts, so to speak. They're the ones who are really going out and running in a number of events and put in a lot of time to help us make race day as smooth as possible as well. Julia Mu, who's here with us today, and will be sharing a little bit as well. Jeff and Katie Bradshaw, Aaron Carzales, Chabela Guzman, Brenda Lacey, Mike and Lisa Moravec, Tom Rorick, John Seiler, who's with us as well, Randy Sorrell, Tiana Jordan Caldwell, and then my staff, Jennifer Seibel and Kristen Wiebe, who are also with us. So a big thank you to those groups of folks. This takes a lot of time and certainly a whole village to make it happen, and we would not be able to be where we are now 5 years in without all of their support. So at this point, I would like to turn it over to some of our guests that we have with us. And I'm not gonna force anybody to speak who's not wanting to speak, but I wanna just introduce some of our participants from previous years. We've got Ben Nagel, John Seiler, Aaron Fable, and Tom Holyoke, all who have participated with us in the past. And then we're also really pleased to have Leslie Gaunt here from the Scottsbluff National Monument. If anybody doesn't know, that is really the key draw of our event, is our partnership with the Scottsbluff National Monument staff, and of course the usage of some of their pathways through this beautiful part of our area that we have. So certainly want to thank them. And a really exciting thing is that they're also having a celebration this year that I think Leslie's going to talk about just briefly. And then I already mentioned Judy Amu is here as well. And she is a member of our race crew and just been one of our dedicated volunteers from the very start. So I wanted to let her say a few words, and then we'll kind of turn it over to some of the runners as well.
That's good. Do you want me to come up there?
That would be wonderful. Yeah, wherever you are comfortable.
I just would be so happy to. Thank you. As both Jennifer and Hod have already alluded to, we could never pull this event off if it wasn't for the many volunteers that we have. 250 people have stepped up to the plate over the last 5 years, each year, to put this event on. And we are very lucky to be living in a community where volunteerism is always at the front and foremost of people's minds. So we're very lucky like that. For this event in particular, as you've already heard, we have a lot of great feedback that comes from the runners. They enjoy the course, they enjoy the experience, and as Hod mentioned, we're in the 5th year now and are able to spice things up and fine-tune even more what it is that we'd like to have the runners experience when they come to the Monument Marathon. So whether it is that it's the beautiful outdoors, the ability to lend the Western Nebraska hospitality that we have to the visitors and guests that come, whether it's that you want to support runners and walkers, there's many reasons that people come and volunteer for our event. And even just the experience of being in the moment and surrounding that and helping put that forth, those that come and volunteer are also helping scholarships for future students at WNCC. So there's the gift that keeps on giving. And we could never do this without them, and we just would like to invite those folks that have been part of this volunteer base, continue to do so. And since we now have a new event, the 5K, that lends itself to new opportunities for volunteers. So we thank those volunteers that have come forth and welcome new volunteers to come and enjoy the fun, because it really, really is a lot of fun. And I'm sure that when you hear comments from the runners, that they will attest to the fact that there's not probably a race they've ever done anywhere that can be compared to all the different elements that the volunteer base brings forth. And I also would like to say that another reason that I hear a lot of people volunteer is because of the great leadership of our race director, Jennifer Rogers. This is a well-oiled machine, and people that volunteer like to know what they're doing, when they're doing it, and how they're doing it, and she makes sure that that information is brought forth. So we have a great leader in Jennifer and a great team that we work with. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. If I would have known she was going to say that, I probably wouldn't have let her talk. Thank you, Judy. So just really quickly, I want to let Leslie have the opportunity to share all of the exciting things that are happening at the monument this year as well.
Well, as many of you know, the National Park Service is celebrating 100 years this year. We're very excited. We have a few new programs that we're going to be doing, night sky programs, a program on August 27th where people will be able to travel around to different historic sites and meet somebody from history there. And also just our regular programs, the guest programs on Saturdays, ranger programs Friday nights. But we will also have an anniversary cake on August 25th, which is the actual anniversary. But coming up to the Monument Marathon, we've been very, very pleased to have the Monument Marathon going through and around the monument. And what's really nice is that they're actually, for part of it, going along the same route that so many immigrants used with the wagon trains through Mitchell Pass. They also get to see a side of the monument, or the bluff, that only the people on the north side of the river got to see by going along the Canal Road. But it's always been a great event for us. We've also had a lot more visitors. It's been wonderful to see the runners come to the monument before and after the run and greet them and congratulate them. So looking forward to it again this year.
Appreciate that. Okay, now I would just like to give our participants that are here the opportunity to share anything you'd like to about the race and your experience, and if there's anything you'd like to say. John maybe wants to go first.
I'm John Seiler. This will be my 5th year running. I've run 2 of the marathons and 2 half marathons. I like to try and sign up for the full, but if something happens, I had to back down to the half, and it was an easy transition for me, and I appreciate that. Injuries. Yeah, we definitely do appreciate all the volunteers who come out and help and support this race. I've had the opportunity to run 18 marathons, and I've been to Boston. I got to run that a year ago, and this race is special the way it's run and the way the volunteers help the runners and assist in every aspect, and just out there encouraging us to get through, and whether it's heat, cold, rain, we've had it all the last 4 years, but the course is like literally held up and been a great course every year, which I've been very thankful for. And it is amazing running down from the Wildcat Hills and just seeing the valley, seeing the monument, and where we get to run up and by. I've been all over the country and run quite a few races, and this is definitely one of the most beautiful locations and courses you can actually run the whole way, because there's a lot of really cool courses or faster courses. This is a very challenging course, the half marathon and the full, and it takes everything you have to get through this course, and it's some of the most breathtaking views, like literally you can see for 26 miles. And there's a lot of courses that will be cool for here and there, but this one now does literally every course I've been on. It's in my backyard. And I appreciate Platte Valley companies helping out. for me, it's priceless to know that kind of support. And HOD has had a huge impact in Platte Valley on the Scottsbluff track team and cross-country team, and just what they give to our local area. And then I went to WNCC and I got my nursing degree there, and so any chance I get to help out that foundation and students going through WNCC, it's my pleasure, because that place was a huge blessing for me as well. So I'll keep signing up and keep helping out any way I can, as long as this keeps going. So appreciate it.
Eric, did you want to share anything?
Sure. I have only been running for a couple of years. I'm not as seasoned as John is over here. But the whole reason I started running was because of this event here in Scottsbluff. My dad was a runner. He did marathons growing up, and I traveled with him. We went everywhere to New York, Chicago, and all that. Never had any passion for running whatsoever. Had no desire to do that. But when it was announced here that we were going to be doing the half and full, that's what sparks that passion that my father had back into me to say, well, maybe I can do this. And it wasn't after running a few other races in other communities around the country to really get the full appreciation of what we do here. It's a runner's dream to have a race in your hometown. It's a blessing to have a fantastic course such as this, to where you can go out. You don't have to worry about, where do I turn next? Where do I, are there going to be, people at the aid station? The volunteers, you can't say enough good things about them. Having been to a number of different races, to have bikers on the course, there with you every step of the way to make sure you're okay, talking to you, just being there as that guardian angel to make sure you're having the best experience that you can. You can't say enough good things about them, and then having a certified course, that speaks volumes as well for the small community, for such a big time race atmosphere. It's fantastic, and so grateful to be a part of this community, for the vision that the college had, that Platte Valley Companies had, that Star Herald had, that vision to say, we can do this. Not only can we do it, but we can make it the best and compete with the best. Having just run in the Colorado Marathon and running in some of the other big races, and quote unquote big races, this is hands down, right up there, if not above those big races. And so it's fun to talk to people about this race. It's fun to hype up when people say, Scottsbluff, where is that? And be able to, talk about the community that you grew up in and what you love and what makes it so great. Like I said, the scenery is out of this world. And I said that the people that put it on, can't say enough good things about them. And I'm really appreciative of the entire community that backs this amazing event. So thank you.
Tom, is there anything that you want to add?
Well, fortunately, and obviously, you don't have to be young and buff to participate. So anybody of any age can come out and enjoy it. And it's a challenge, and it's a good one. And it's fun to be able to say that you did it.
We're so appreciative of our local participants who come out and support us by either running or, of course, our amazing volunteers and the sponsors. Platte Valley Companies is just a great example of the way our local business community steps up for event after event and cause after cause, and it just always makes me realize how lucky we really are to live in this valley, and the amazing people that we have to help all of these really important causes. So of course, it's been mentioned a few times, but the Monument Marathon ultimately is a fundraiser for the work that we are trying to accomplish at Western Nebraska Community College. And it's just so wonderful to get to talk to runners from all over the world and be able to tell them that their participation in our event really helps to make somebody's dream come true through education. And our support of students and the really just vital scholarships that our organization provides to them, of course, is really impactful for me personally, but most importantly impactful for those individual students. And here in a little more than a week, we're going to be celebrating another graduating class at Western Nebraska Community College. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had what's our annual student award ceremonies here on our Scottsbluff campus, and got to see a number of really incredible and amazing students, most of whom are scholarship recipients through the foundation, and really credit WNCC and our amazing faculty and staff and all of the support they receive in helping them to accomplish that really important goal of earning their degree. So that's, of course, what it's really all about, and helping those students to accomplish those goals is a pretty amazing thing. So we're really pleased to, again, share that we have some really exciting additions with the 5K, our training guide that I mentioned, and registration is open. And so we hope that people will register early, and if they have questions, I'm always available, as hopefully their point of contact for the race, and make sure that they have as the best of an experience as they possibly can. So with that, I would just like to open it up to any questions that you might have. We'd be happy to try to answer them.
How are registrations going?
Registrations, has been open for a while now, so we are up to about 80 registrations already. And we're really anticipating that the 5K, of course, will probably bring a number of new participants to the event. There are just a number of really great local 5Ks in our community, which we also have available on our monumentmarathon.com website. People can check out other races if they're wanting to add that into their training regimen and all of that, but we're capping our 5K participants at about 250. And so we're really encouraging people to get in and register early. And it's especially important because prices are going to go up here in just a little under a month. On June 1st, prices will increase. So if you get in now, you can save that little bit of money, and of course, then be all set for race day.
Let's make one more comment.
Yes, please do.
Our participants this year will be treated to a brand new facility at the Game and Parks facility, Nature Center. 8,000 square foot addition to that. And of course, the family range across the road. But that is about $3.7 million that has been put back into that facility. It will have, the top floor is like a community room up there, and we'll have a 360 view of the valley. So it's going to be, last year we were under construction, so people were wrapped up in cardboard. Looking for old construction sacks, anything, And my car was completely full of runners, shaking. And so they won't have that next year. So if you get any questions, you tell them it will be stellar this year. So, but our community was able to raise about $750,000 towards that project. And so we brought about $3 million more over what we raised, which is a good ratio.
Yes. Yeah, that facility is going to be really amazing
Very nice.
this year. Yeah.
So,
Thank you. Any other questions? I'll try to answer. Okay, we just said it all. We're good. Well, I would really encourage you to grab a press release and some of the other information that we have. But most importantly, please do grab either a donut or a cupcake. Otherwise, I are going to be stuck with those today. And so we want to really just thank you again as members of the media for being here, and thank our community for their amazing support of this event. We're really excited. So everybody can get involved in one way or another, whether it's by sponsoring, volunteering, or participating on race day. So thank you to everybody who helps to make this such a great event.